You don't think I could be Steven Tyler?
No.
I'd like to see you try.
You think you could be Steven Tyler?
No, he's got a pretty good voice.
Mm. Hell of a mouth. We're live.
He's got a mouth, doesn't
Yeah.
he? Hell of a mouth on him, just like Fritz.
Yeah. I like Aerosmith.
They're sure. Yeah, I got some songs.
I'm gonna actually go back through a nice like classic rock phase.
You should learn some classic rock for once.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not fair. Of all the things,
No,
of
you're
all the
decent.
things that
You're decent.
you can rip me for.
No, you're pretty good.
Decent at it
Yeah.
for a 30-year-old.
You know, you're great at it for a 30-year-old. I'll give you that. Credit where due.
Thank you.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Good. You're a lot more excited than I am. All right. Yo, it is another edition of the Hopes Podcast, sponsored by Miller Lite, official partner of the Philadelphia Phillies. Tastes like Miller time. Philadelphia, celebrate responsibly. Fritzy,
What up, bro?
How you doing?
I'm doing good,
Oh, I got a
man.
what up, bro?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, no, I'm good. This
That's
is good.
good.
This
Yeah.
is fun. This is
Everything's great.
everything's great. There's a lot to talk about. I'm
Is
excited.
there? Is there?
In our world, yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
We would not be able to do this on the radio for sure.
No.
But
no.
on this podcast, we are here to get into the nitty-gritty
Yes.
of what is going on with the Phillies. And it sure seems like they're not going to get the guy that we all want.
Yeah.
You know, maybe we're
So let's start with that, because I was going to start with the biggest news of the
Yes.
week, obviously.
what we care
The
about.
most important thing happening, our guy Preston Mattingly, the general manager of the Philadelphia Phillies. No big deal. Like, friend of the pod. You know, no big deal. Like,
Right.
it's what we did.
But we'll get to that small thing.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
We got to deal with the Soto issue.
So, all right. So I guess it started with John Middleton a few days ago saying, hey, yeah, we're not getting him. Just in case everyone's wondering,
Yeah.
they're using us. We're a stalking horse. And it's like, all right, you know, I don't take what is said in public by these people right now, whether it's
Right.
sports, the owners, that, you know, I take it with a large grain of salt.
Sure. Is a stalking horse the horse next to the main horse? What is a stalking
A
horse?
stalking horse is the idea of like it's like a fake horse that you're looking. It's like the Troy thing, like the same idea, right?
It's
And
No,
like-
the stalking horse is the horse that leads the horse like to the gates.
That's what I was thinking.
So no, I was thinking it was
You're-
like a horse that is not the real horse. It's like a fake horse.
Are you thinking of the Trojan horse?
Well, that's a Trojan horse.
Yeah.
yes.
Because
Yeah.
you know,
I knew what it meant in context.
No, the
Like,
stalking horse is
stalkers-
the one that's like next to the horse.
But I don't really care about what it really is. What he's saying is that they're being used and that
Well,
they're
yeah,
not.
I'm just
yes.
asking what it really is.
I guess it's the horse next to the
next to
real
the
horse.
horse.
Yeah, like
you
when they're
watch 'em
lining 'em
racing.
up, like, before the
look at
race.
that. See, there you go.
Horse racing guy.
I had no idea. Not a big horse racing guy.
No. But yes, so
There you
but
go.
but again, I'm trying to figure
You
out.
just I bet you we educate a lot of people. I bet you a lot of people listening had no idea what stalking horse. I didn't.
But I'm trying to figure out what that means in the context of.
Well,
Juan
in the
Soto.
context, I don't know why that doesn't make a ton of sense for like stalking horse is basically he's saying like, hey, we're not really in this. They're using us to raise the price. They're saying we're going to be involved. We're like a fake suitor, is what he basically is saying. They're using us essentially. But I don't get it.
There's
with
a
that.
di-
I
but
don't
the-
understand stalking horse in terms of.
I'm sorry to be caught up on the stalking horse
yeah,
thing,
not surprised. Not at all.
but there's got to be a different expression.
Well, you can look it
This
up.
is like the powder,
Yeah,
like saving the
okay.
powder.
Yeah, they do use old timey.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
It's always like
The stalking horse.
Yeah.
I mean, listen. Who am I to question how someone does business practices?
okay.
But it-
So
But it feels
a false pretext concealing someone's real intentions, which is kind of what I've been saying, but I don't understand.
the stalking horse's job is to just keep the horse aligned.
Okay. It's a screen traditionally made in the shape of a horse behind which a hunter can stay concealed. That's another thing, apparently.
Okay. Well,
A horse sort of figure like a horse behind which a hunter stalks game. So it seems
Okay,
like
that makes more
Makes
sense.
way more sense.
yes, and the horse that's next
So
to
I
the
think
main
Tucker
horse.
was wrong.
Well, no, but a stalking horse is what he said.
I don't know if it is or not. It looks like it's the hunting thing. Something used to mask a purpose.
Either way, now it makes sense that if it's to mask the main
Yeah,
purpose.
Tucker's
yeah.
definitely wrong.
Well,
Nuts.
Tucker seems heartbroken over this.
It was
the-
originally the term stalking horse originally derived from the practice of hunting. So, there we go.
Ah,
So it's a hunting term.
all right. Listen,
It's the thing that they like the blind type thing that they stand behind. So they,
you big hunter.
oh yeah, you know. me.
You know, in the woods,
Yeah.
you the big
Take a
blind
guess.
guy.
Outside of like with my car, not
You
purposefully.
hunt. You hunt.
No,
you
I'm
deer
not
with your
going
car.
somewhere. I'm saying not
we alert
purposely
the
with my
authorities?
car. Ask me how many animals I've killed in my life. The answer is zero.
Zero.
That's where I'm trying to go.
Yeah.
saying other than like I hit a deer when I was younger.
No, what you said was
oh my God, go out hunting, man. It is actually funny. I did call my first car the deer killer because I hit 2 deer like within it was a 1974 Mercury Cougar.
Your first car was a 1970 car? I don't know how cars ran before 1995.
Dude, this car, it lasted for 8 months and it died. But
shocking.
Yeah, probably because you were hitting deer.
But I went on purposefully. I lived in the, out in Doylestown area, and I'm driving these roads at night. So and both deer got obliterated by the car. The car was
you're not exactly you got a bit of a lead foot.
I was 16 years old. Like
that doesn't mean you don't have a lead foot.
I don't anymore.
I just want it to be known. You said you target and kill many deer with your cars.
I go out hunting.
And by the way,
that's when I hear hunting, I think of the car.
By the way,
let's go.
By the way,
my Mini now. I do it in my Mini now.
If you have a Mini Cooper, the deer would kill you. Like
it would hurt you. I do not call my car now the deer killer. That's an old term that is not used anymore. So Juan Soto.
People still listen?
I wouldn't be.
No, but what sucks about it's not surprising.
Oh, so by the way, the other part of this, Jeff Passan tweeting out just a little bit ago today that the list of teams that I guess are going to get a meeting. The Toronto Blue Jays have the first meeting this week. Boston Red Sox are next, then the New York Mets and the New York Yankees. One sweepstakes CDM. So I don't know. I don't think that means the Phillies won't get a meeting if they want one, especially because Boris said he's taking all the meetings. But like, you'd like to be on that list, right? To start.
It just feels like they're being a little passive with it. And they're just saying
not passing.
They're not being Jeff Passan. They're being passive from the standpoint of, if we're in it, like if it breaks our way.
So, all right. So here's the question. Is this real? Like, are they a sleeping giant? Are they just being like, bang? Like that's the whole plan? Or is this is real? Is this like job? Are they putting it out there like, hey, listen, like, are they letting the fan base know? Is this their way of kind of soft launching, so to speak, that they're not going to sign Juan Soto and they're putting that out there? What do you read this as?
I think it's 100% a soft landing. I do.
Soft launch.
Soft landing.
Soft launch.
From the hard truth. Come on.
That was good work.
Pull that together. So yeah, that's what I kind of read this all as. They're not getting a meeting with them. Middleton talks on Friday about how they lost like $200 million during COVID, and like they don't want to.
Yeah,
it's like a big
John,
thing.
You're really mixing messages with that one. You can't give the stuff last week and then come out and be like, but honey.
But like I think that they're not feeling very optimistic that he wants to leave New York. Certainly seems that way, and I think they're trying to just give the fan base this is probably not going to happen. So again, now Heyman did say there was some mystery teams that are out there lurking.
Mm-hmm. Do you think
that
Scott
worked once?
Boras just like texts him what to tweet, like says, "Hey John, put this out verbatim," or do you think John actually thinks about it himself a little bit?
Oh, I think it's mostly verbatim.
I think it's verbatim
for sure.
Too. Yeah,
but I just
want to check.
But I don't. I think again, like if it breaks their way, they would
sign
motivated.
I get it.
But I don't think they're very motivated at the moment because
they don't think it's going to break.
And they don't think it's going to happen. They don't want to get people's hopes up because here's the problem. If you get everyone's hopes up and you don't get them.
Yeah, I agree.
Then the reaction's much harsher than we
Yeah.
probably are not going to get this guy anyway. The thing that sucks is
All of it?
seeing that the Blue Jays
Yeah.
are getting the first big meeting.
What the hell? Like,
Now the Blue Jays, they tried for Ohtani last year. They were in it.
Well,
so
if ever remembers, they were the team that everyone's like, he's flying to Toronto to sign.
Yes.
Remember that whole fiasco?
Yeah. Yeah. So they are motivated to try.
Oh, man,
which
that
I
was
think
hilarious.
I forget that whole story. But it was like I think Morosi got
caught
in it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Well,
But
and then there was the Aaron that we all remember with
Arson Judge.
John Heyman, exactly. Arson Judge Aaron, where he's going to the Giants. So like, these guys are not
They're not 100%.
Yeah.
They're not. Thank God Bryce signed, and he wasn't
right?
signed to go elsewhere. But yeah, I just seeing the Blue Jays get in the first meeting, they seem to be more aggressive about going and getting Juan Soto, and that team's in a different place than the Phillies are. The Phillies are a team that they still believe has the core of a team that can win a World Series, but I think that they don't want to get the fan base's hopes up so that when they probably don't get Juan Soto, there's a big backlash of people believing that they were going to get Juan Soto, which stinks because Juan Soto's awesome.
Yeah. So I never expected them to get Juan Soto. I put the percentage like 10%, and that was probably even a little high, hopeful, but I never really believed it. And as I've said, like I wouldn't blame John Middleton if he didn't want to give out a $600-700 million contract or 500 or whatever it's going to be to Juan Soto. Like, he paid $300 million for Trey Turner. He paid $330 for Harper. He's got 100 whatever to Casty. He's got, like, I'm not going to buy
$40 million for Casty.
Wheeler. No, I'm saying overall, like these big contracts he's given out. Like, I don't blame him if he. I would not blame John Middleton in any way, shape, or form if he doesn't give it out. But I will also say, this sucks. Like, this sucks. Like, it just sucks.
Sure, and it's just. I guess I've kind of gotten to the point where I don't think it's going to happen. I start reconciling with it because it was probably never going to happen.
No one's better at you than just saying, you know what, it's not going to happen. Well, I'm going to fully get behind this other thing.
You want to know?
I didn't really want, but I'm in.
You want to know what I said to myself, James?
Please.
You can win the World Series without Juan Soto.
It's true. A team just did it.
A team. Yeah. Now they did sign Shohei Ohtani. My big overall, I guess, message, but concern is. I think we talked about this last year. I feel like baseball's in a very interesting spot where all the big market teams are starting to spend like a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And again, it feels like an arms race again. And the Mets weren't even supposed to compete last year. Now they have $100+ million coming off the books. They're going to be players for Juan Soto. The Yankees are always in. The Dodgers, they might get Sasaki.
Might?
No, I actually don't think they are.
Really?
I actually really don't think. I think he's going to be a Padre or a Mariner.
I can see it. He's going, like, they're one of, like, they've got the advantage of the West Coast thing, and they have the Japanese players.
Let's put it this way. The Phillies have a better shot of getting Juan Soto than Sasaki.
I totally agree with that, which is a shit. I mean, look.
Sasaki, I think, is the best pitcher on the planet.
Wow. So I was going to say, clearly the best Japanese pitcher who's ever come over. You think he's that
I think
good?
He's unbelievable. I would not rather sign Sasaki.
But the point is, you thought about it. Like, it entered your head as like is there even a possibility?
Well, dude, the fact that Yamamoto got $330. Now Sasaki is subject to international signing pool money, so he can't sign for that kind of deal because he didn't secure 6 years of service time in Japan, I guess. So
no international draft. It's smart. Why have an international draft?
So I guess if he posts before December 2nd, the Phillies can only offer him $42,000.
Wow.
Because that's all they have in this year's bonus pool. Now, after December 2nd, they can offer him $6 million. So come on down. Come on down.
So why wouldn't you just wait till after December 2nd? Because I'm guessing most teams have spent some of their international draft money.
I'd be floored if he did not wait till after December 2nd.
Not to.
Unless
so some team is going to have no international draft money, though, essentially is what it comes down to for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Well,
it seems like such a flawed way to do it.
Well, shocking. The Dodgers currently have the most international sign money.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Like $2 million, I think. So he's obviously going to wait until after December 2nd. But it's just, the Padres or Dodgers are probably going to end up with Sasaki. If he goes to the Dodgers, they add again their IL pitching staff would have been arguably the best pitching.
Shohei's pitching next year too.
I know. So it's
not cool.
It really feels like there is all the big teams are starting to load up and create almost super teams. It's hard to create a super team in baseball, but I think it's going to push the Phillies to make a big trade this offseason. But that's why I've said all offseason, I feel like it was more of a trade kind of year than it was a big free agent signing kind of year.
So, I mean, they have to do something. I know we've talked about this, but like, it can't just be like, oh, we're bringing in this left fielder who might be better than Austin Hayes. And I'm starting to get concerned again. Like, I got good after John Middleton was like hard decisions, and we're gonna have to have tough conversations and tell him to stop chasing. I was like, great, love it, great. And now I'm sitting back here and all this happening, and I'm like, we're gonna add a left fielder and then a third baseman, and then we're gonna maybe make a trade.
Here's what I need you to do. I need you to look me in the eyes. I need the audience to look me in the eyes.
Okay, it's hard to do on the podcast, but try.
Hard to
envision
this.
Yes.
If you're driving, keep your eyes on the road.
Yes.
But also envision you're looking me in the eyes.
Yes.
Wow, they are.
Idea. Yeah.
The eyes really are that blue.
Yeah. You do have blue eyes.
Thank you.
They're quite blue.
Thank you.
Like an ocean.
Have no fear. Jack is here.
Oh, God.
I've got
afraid.
the trade.
I'm deathly
afraid. I promise you. In the perfect offseason that we will get to, perfect offseason 3.0.
You got another one.
I got a trade that I believe is the most realistic and puts the Phillies at the best chance to win a title next year.
Okay.
That's in the perfect offseason.
Okay. Cool.
Coming up.
I'm pretty excited for that.
They're going to make a trade. Like,
They got to do something.
Easy. I know you're not. Listen,
I'm nervous right now.
Oh, you're always nervous.
Yeah, I'm always nervous. I got a nice reprieve from the nerves from John last week.
I think you had anger after the season. So you had nerves.
Anger and sadness. Just a big mix of that. And then
like
now,
the morning shows.
Yeah, I know. And then now just pure nerves. Where it's like, man, like on multiple. Like I'm nervous about obviously like, winning the World Series and having a good team on it. But I'm also nervous about just the vibe, not with the guys in the locker room, with us, the fan base.
Ooh, the podcast?
No, the podcast.
Ooh.
Our listeners are the best. But I'm saying like Phillies fans in general. Like,
of course.
We've talked about this. Like, I don't want it to be like the Sixers. Like people sports hate, but people hate the Sixers. Like Sixers fans hate their own team right now. Like, and I'm not saying the Phillies are close to that yet.
No.
But like, if they don't make any moves and they re-rack it and they do it again,
they're gonna make moves.
I'm just nervous, Jack. I'm nervous.
All right.
I'm very nervous.
Listen, I know, and I feel like you're speaking for a lot of people.
I feel like I am. Yeah.
But I feel very confident.
How? How do you feel so confident?
Because you want to know why?
Yeah, please.
Our good buddy Preston Mattingly.
Well, I agree.
And if there's one guy that is, in my head, he has written down every perfect offseason. And
he's like, hold on, guys. I know we're in the middle of a big decision. Let me pull out my notes.
Dave, I got an idea.
His notes are just, sketches of the perfect off seasons, Jack's perfect off season. And then he just crosses out the name Jack and writes in Preston.
Well,
that's what you're imagining is happening in your head.
I need him to be aware that there is a reliever out there who struck over 50% of his batters in September. There was a former All-Star.
So Mike Soroka saving the season. Is that what we've gotten to? Mike Soroka saved the season. That's all right. Honestly, like forget Juan Soto. Just go get Mike Soroka and we're winning the World Series. That's your message to fans.
For a lot of people, I know they'd be excited about a Soto signing. For me, the idea of them signing Mike Soroka at this point,
I know, pal. I know.
It far exceeds the Juan Soto signing. But I feel like at this point, they're gonna listen to it and be like, we cannot sign Mike Soroka. Like we can't give him the satisfaction.
Honestly, be too annoying, guys. We can't do it.
Yeah. Well, no. So listen, it's so early. The only move has been Kyle Hendricks to the Angels.
Yes.
Of course. Is there a more Angels move in the history of baseball?
Classic.
I guess like Jorge Soler got traded to the Angels for Griffin Canning. By the way, Griffin Canning's going to pitch to what, a 3-5 with the Braves?
Stud in Atlanta. If he stays healthy, he'll be a stud there.
It is pretty unbelievable that their rotation of Anderson, Soroka, and Kyle Wright just give completely like none of them have made it.
I know.
Meanwhile, like Strider was a 5th rounder.
I know.
That has turned into
It's great. Yeah, Anderson was the second pick in the draft.
He was.
Yeah,
he was. Kyle Wright was 4th.
Wow.
4th or 5th.
Yeah.
When were the Braves bad?
Great question.
I don't remember. Jog the old memory.
I know.
They've been good my entire life.
Yeah, it's a great point actually.
When did they
really great? I know they must have had a couple of. I'm guessing
because there's no lottery.
Like
it was straight just second worst record in baseball.
Series, probably like a little like right before then. That general little.
The Braves were in first that year. Huh. No, Ian Anderson was like 16.
So then I'm guessing in 15 they were pretty bad.
Yeah. Right when the Phillies
yeah, we just were like check down the division. We're like, I'm not paying attention to this. Well, the Mets went to the World Series that 15, year, so yeah.
And then the Nationals started their run.
Yeah, so that's one. There we go. We solved it. I don't remember it.
No,
I don't remember. Like, oh, look at the Braves. They have 70 wins. Like, I don't remember that.
Dude, they had to have a bottom 3 record in baseball.
So I mean, it's 65 wins, 50. I don't know.
Feels impossible. But it's so early. I until they don't. I think they're going to make real moves this offseason. I just do. I think it's going to be harder to trade some of the now Bohm keeps getting mentioned. Passan mentioned him in that article today. Yep. So, that seems like that's something there. But they've also tried to trade Castellanos the last.
And nothing happened.
And nothing happened. Now, Bohm doesn't have the price tag and all of that good stuff. So I just think that they're going to do something. And I don't need panic in the streets just yet. If we get out of the winter meetings and there's no real rumors, and there's not any movement, or guy gets
I can panic in a little under a month, then I can panic.
Yeah, but then it's the holidays.
Okay,
and everyone's in a joyous mood. Then after the holidays, then meltdowns.
Okay, good.
I'm not mad right now.
I know you're.
I'm good, but if they don't, I will be.
You're
myself.
like, you're not annoyingly positive, but whatever the step down from annoyingly positive is.
More annoying. Quick question for
Yeah.
you, and if the listeners want to chime in,
Please yell at your phone. Yeah.
more annoying Jack.
Ooh.
This Jack right now,
Oh, yeah.
or after the Phils lost to the Mets in Game 3.
Oh, that's a good question. I think that, I mean, like, it's, no one wants to see you sad, buddy. And angry. No one wants to see you so angry. So yeah, I think this Jack is less annoying.
Get most of my anger out watching the football team.
That's good. Yeah. Annoying Jack. Eagles Jack's pretty annoying, I guess. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Eagles Jack was hot for a little bit there.
I know. Eagles Jack is had
to go back in his shell.
It's a roller coaster. He might be shaving his head, I heard.
Yeah. I don't really want to.
I almost cursed there. I almost said no bleep.
Yeah.
We know.
Like, you could just shave your head and be fine. I got a thick mane.
You do have a thick mane. What do you mean? I have a thick. I cut it short, but
yeah, but you could shave. You're close enough.
Yeah.
I've had the same hair since I basically came out of the womb.
Mm-hmm.
The womb. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't want to shave my head at all.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but you did say you would.
Yeah, see, I don't even know if I said I would. I think they made up that I said I would, because I always say, I put stupid.
You always do. I'll quit the
show. I'll shave my head. I'll do this. I'll name my next kid Juan if they sign.
By the way,
Juan
hilarious.
Soto.
That was.
Thank you.
Really
I feel pretty confident we're gonna have a different name.
Yeah. Would you really do?
So, yeah, but I would go by. But it would go by. I would name him like JJ.
Right.
Yeah, like.
But your real name's Juan.
Yeah.
Do you think Joe would be okay with that?
So when I said it on the air, she had no idea. And then when all the stuff started breaking about, by the way, they raised like $500 million from the investors, which is interesting.
Yep.
So
My guy, the anonymous investor, just doesn't even care. He's just like, take my money. I don't need any credit. A true hero. Whoever you are, anonymous investor.
The third one. Well, we don't know how much.
You're my hero. You're my hero.
But
it doesn't matter. It could be $1. I'd be like, hey, owner, right here. Okay, you see all that happen? Me.
Yep.
Credit me.
But when it was starting to look more kind of real, I was like, hey, I might have done this. And she was like, but you're not serious. And I'm like, well, I did say it on the radio. But I was like, JJ is a fine name. So we'll see.
JJ Fritz.
JJ Fritz.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, JT Fritz.
Okay. Now you're getting there.
AJ Fritz?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, I feel pretty confident that will not happen.
Why?
But it was a good bit.
Big initials thing, huh? Even though you want to name the kid initials?
Well,
leaning initials?
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No. We have our name picked out.
Oh, it's picked. Oh.
I think like 90% picked. But I'm trending in the right direction.
Okay.
Trending in the right direction.
Carson.
No. Don't make me start crying. When we had it, never mind. He was just so good in 17. He was so good.
He really was great.
a lot of poor kids named Carson around here.
I know.
What
a moment, right? At least if you're like Chase or whatever, it's like that lasted. It's like, oh, Chase
Cole,
like these ones last. It's like, I'm named after Cole Hamels. Freaking love Cole Hamels. Carson, I'm named after Carson. It's like, okay. Cool,
not
man.
the same.
Cool, man.
Not the same. A lot of husbands were pushing for Carson names in 17.
I think there's probably a lot of dogs named Carson.
Yeah.
Tucker named his dog Carson.
Did you?
No.
Kidding.
My dog's name is Zeddy.
I was joking, obviously.
Zeddy?
Yeah, like the
Zeddy's
noodle.
A good dog name. My dog's
named your dog after a sandwich.
I did.
Yeah.
Ruben. Yeah. Spelled like the sandwich.
Not Ruben Frank.
No, but it's spelled the same way. Shout out to Ruben Frank for spelling his name like the sandwich. Most Rubens don't.
Yeah, Ruben Amaro does not.
Does not. Most Rubens are more like Ruben Amaro.
Yeah. This is good stuff.
This is really good stuff. Yeah.
We're breaking this down.
So I'll take it further. We've actually been calling Rube Gary a lot the last year or so. I don't know. Emily just likes to call him Gary. So, and now Zoe calls him Gary.
The only Gary.
She's like, Gary! Just, okay.
Is it like the SpongeBob Gary?
No, like no Gary in general. Just because Gary's
By the way,
a silly name.
Has
Sorry to
SpongeBob
anyone
worked
named
his
Gary.
way into being able to be discussed on sports radio?
I don't think so. I like SpongeBob. I'm not ripping it, but I don't
10
think
years
so.
away.
Yeah, I don't
be able
think
to say like I remember watching SpongeBob as a kid.
Yeah, a little
bit
bit longer.
Shows that you guys watch. I hate everyone at the station that's over 40.
Well, rein it in with the stupid shows that I watched. All right. If I don't know what shows you're besmirching, but I will not accept.
No, it's just like everything's like, oh my god, like remember Cheers? I know.
Well, Cheers a little past my time. Yeah,
but it's just
that's you're just ripping the camera now, which is fine. I fully.
But can we just get? I want to get to Jack Bauer. I want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to SpongeBob. I want to get to these shows. I grew up.
I know.
I'm sick and tired of having to pretend that your shows growing up were so good. All right. I'm sick and tired
was
of
my show growing up. Is that a good show?
Seinfeld's time.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
This is my biggest problem with the station is the pop culture references.
I know. It's been a long time crusade of yours. I still don't make fun of you enough for the fact that you do a side topic every day. Basically,
we don't.
Most days.
Only during not during football season.
Stumble around there.
Every once in a while we break it out. Every once in a while.
Yep. You're sensitive about it. It's okay. You're a side topic show now.
No, we're not. Hate them.
You
don't have any fun doing that.
For forever you have hated them and always told me how much you hate them.
Hmm?
Now you're doing it. It's tough.
So Preston Mattingly is the GM.
Off season.
Yep.
Shout out to our guy. Honestly, it's the best news of the offseason by far. Well deserved. I think it's a smart move because I do think that he's the kind of guy who could have gotten plucked away. And you never know what gets up down the road. But I think that he has been a rising star in the industry for a while now. When they brought him over from San Diego with LA, the whole thing, like he has a really good resume. And I just think it was and we've obviously talked to him. He's our guy, but I just think it was a smart move by the organization to bump him up.
So if I had to read on it, I would say that they thought they were going to lose him. They didn't.
That would be my guess. It was my first thought. Was like someone's going to steal him. You have to move him up. That was my first thought.
I think that like Fuld leaving baseball to go to more to the business side, that kind of screamed to me. They probably informed him you're not going to take over for Dave when Dave's done.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave has until 2027 until his contract runs out. And I think that what happened on Friday was the
setting up the
succession
next
plan.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's a great way to put it.
So they've tabbed Preston as the future.
Let's go.
GM and president of this team, and then we'll see what happens.
This is so exciting.
Well, yeah. As long as he's good.
Well, he better be good.
What if we have to rip him in a couple years?
Hey, that's what we do here.
Yeah, fair and balanced.
I know that's what we do. I mean, I can't help it. I got to be real.
Yeah.
But I will say I'm incredibly bullish on his potential as a general manager, and also like who better to spend the next few years learning right at his hip than Dave Dombrowski. I mean, one of the greats to ever do it. Like, and again, also a guy who, like the baseball is in his blood thing. I mean, Preston Mattingly grew up in baseball stadiums, grew up around baseball teams, has spent his whole life in the game as a part of the game. Like, I mean, that's a real advantage. I think he's really well set up. He's young, hungry, all that. Like, I'm really excited about this.
I thought you were gonna say he's another couple years to listen to the pod and get more ideas.
Well, sure,
of course.
I was gonna let you say that.
Yeah. So yeah, I just think he's a stud, and I think he's got a good mix of he's leading the minor leagues right now, so he learned how to lead that, and then I think he has the baseball IQ, and everyone you talk to or you hear talk about him from his time in San Diego, they identified him there as an early riser, someone who's going to rise, and I think the game's getting back to being played, and you don't have to be an analytics nerd to be the general manager of teams anymore.
Yeah,
and I think finding someone that is a good blend of that is going to be really, really important. So obviously excited for Preston. I mean, we'll see if we can get him on the pod anymore.
It might be too big time now.
It's just unbelievable.
I mean, we are not the type of podcast that historically has general managers on it or anything like that. Like, we're the type of podcast that has the director of player development, or those are the kind of guests that we get here. So if
who am I
going to too big time?
Who am I going to talk to?
We get the minor league players, not the major league players. That's how we do it.
Who am I going to talk about Otto Kemp with? I don't know. Do you even know who Otto Kemp is?
No. I know who Matt Kemp is.
No. Otto Kemp.
No, Tony Kemp is. I don't got. Those are my two Kemps.
Otto Kemp currently has like a 1,200 OPS in the fall league, and came out of nowhere last year.
Is he a draft guy?
No, he was. Okay. They signed him as a minor league free agent, I believe. So
are you implying that you've had conversations about Otto Kemp with Preston already?
No, I'm just saying that there's just so much.
Was that with the implication there?
There's just so much important things to break down in the minor leagues that, like, well, who am I going to bring on this podcast to talk about?
Brian's still there. I mean,
that's draft stuff.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true. You need a guy in the organization, above the draft.
This podcast is kind of like the minor league system.
Sure, you're damn right about
work
that.
our way right up to the big leagues.
That's right. Yeah.
So
hopefully, he's not too big time for us.
Yeah. Well, it's just.
I mean, I wouldn't blame him if he were.
You should be. You should be.
Yeah. I mean, better than this Frankie Dick thing.
Yeah, exactly. But yet again, I feel like a lot of our guys are graduating.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, not to pat ourselves on the back or anything, but eye for talent. I'm just saying. It doesn't matter if it's on the field or not.
Yeah.
We just
Tucker's still here though. Never leaving.
Damn, that was cold.
Never leaving.
I think Tucker's done a great job.
Yeah. He's done a great offseason.
That's all I got.
No, but hopefully Preston will we'll see if he comes in the pod.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah,
but no, it's overall just I think a really neat thing. And to your point, it's the kind of thing where I think when these types of moves in general, when they've happened with the organization, the kind of stuff that we pay attention to. Oh, Brian Barber got hired. You were talking about Brian Barber before he got hired. I guarantee you were the only person doing that. But I think because Dave Dombrowski is so clearly in charge of the team and really, is so out there as the face of the front office, I think that people with Sam Fuld too, I think people are like, oh, sure, he's like Dombrowski's number 2 or whatever it is. But I think when you think about it in the context of what you said, the fact that this is likely the guy who they are setting up to take over for Dave when he leaves, like it's a much bigger deal than just like it's like an assistant GM. It's not like this is likely the guy who is going to be the steward of the franchise in a couple years.
2028 Bills. It was always the 2028.
I like
Bills.
that. We've jumped ahead.
Well, 2026 is coming fast, man.
I know. It's pretty crazy.
It's almost 2025.
I can't believe it's almost the 2026 Bills. That felt so far away when you did the bit.
Dude, we're almost halfway through the Bryce contract.
I know. Wow.
This is going to be what?
Crap.
This is going to be year 7?
So this will be halfway through this year. We'll be halfway. I didn't think about that.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a whoa.
We're also halfway through the Taiwan contract.
Oh, good. Which half of the contract's been better?
Yeah.
215.
Yeah. So, dude, we're almost halfway through that contract. Like, Trouty only has...
No, stop.
7 years left at $37 million a year.
Bone.
Turner and Bone for Trout and Rendon. Turner and Bone for Trout and Rendon.
All right. We had take back time.
Well,
we had 3.0 time.
Should I do 3.0 or should I do take back?
Why do you take back then? And let's save the best for last.
Yeah, for sure.
And also make Preston stay till the end again.
Exactly right. Because again, the perfect offseason I have, I believe, is the most realistic and one that will put them in the World Series next year.
Okay, good. I'm happy that you saved the most realistic and best one for your third perfect offseason. That makes sense. Good.
So Justin Crawford is playing the premier 12 games right now, which is very exciting. Made a big catch yesterday.
What are those?
They are. It's a.
Let me be the listener right now and say, what are the premier 12 games?
I don't really know, frankly. Like they're world games.
They're premier.
They're world games without current big leaguers, but there's some ex-big leaguers. Noah Song's a pitcher on them, which is remember Noah Song?
Of course. What a smart move that was.
Is
he a Red Sox again? We had to give him back.
I
right?
forget.
Yeah.
Shrewd under the radar move. Noah Song.
Radar move that didn't.
But he made a great play in center field yesterday. Love to see that. I'm getting increasingly excited about Justin Crawford but I'm going to trade him my perfect offseason.
Why did you lead with?
Yeah, I don't know.
You are about him.
Because I don't know. I am like his swing looks legitimately different, which is exciting.
What a strange decision.
Because I have to hold on to Aiden in my trade.
I get it,
and I'm not trading Painter.
You could have just gone to the offseason and made your trade instead of being like, "Hey, I'm so excited about Justin Crawford."
I am excited about Justin.
By the way, guys, he's out.
I don't want to trade Justin Crawford, but unfortunately in this situation,
it's a strange decision. That's all.
He looks good. He looks good. And listen, I still am pushing for him to be on the opening day roster, but we'll see. The swing looks legitimately different. It looks like he is lifting the baseball more, which he has to do. There are people who don't want him to lift the baseball more. I don't get why. He grounds out a lot. And at the big league level, it's different than the minor league level. He has to lift the baseball. And then just final thing, real quick. I mean, the Sasaki thing probably not going to happen.
Yes. Best pitcher in the world, though.
Yeah. Well,
better than Zach Wheeler. Jack Fritz says Sasaki is better than Zach Wheeler. That's what he said.
One podcast.
That's what he said. I'm just saying. Yeah. The guy I do the podcast with said that. How's that for a deep cut?
That guy also said that
that was 6 years ago. It turns out. Who knew?
That Nick Pivetta was a splitter away from being the next Strasburg.
Yeah.
By the way, it was so funny. I think it was Passing. Someone wrote on ESPN today. I actually think it was before Passing came out, but they're talking about Pivetta and how he's going to turn down the qualifying offer from the Red Sox. And he said that some teams around the league view Nick Pivetta as having frontline starter stuff.
Oh my God.
I'm like, how many?
Oh man.
How many years? We're going on like 6 years of this guy's got frontline stuff. He does. I mean, he does. Split her away. Someone talk to him. Someone talk to him.
Hey, look, he's made himself some
He's
money.
gonna get.
Yeah, Nick Pivetta's made himself some money. Good for him.
Just I won.
I won. That is a win for you. You should absolutely take Nick. The guy's a major league pitcher. Like
he's gonna get.
You were talking about when he was like, no one thought he was gonna even make the team.
Good
work by you.
Thank you. But like they have to be. The Murakami stuff is going to be the bigger one. He's coming in a couple years.
Hold on one second.
Sasaki's
hold on.
Nice.
You can't go from saying this guy's the best pitcher on the
planet, but Murakami's a hitter,
and then the other guy, this is gonna be so much bigger. I mean, it's like
just saying. While last year was prep for Yamamoto, like they were never going to Yamamoto, but they're laying the groundwork. Sasaki probably not. I need them in the Murakami. Yes.
Don't you think having a Japanese player prior to Murakami would probably help?
Well, let's get to the perfect offseason.
Oh! Look at that. See, that's teamwork. I didn't even know.
It's a pro.
That's what we do here.
That's pro.
All right.
The first trade. This is not the trade.
The deep breath you take before you dive in, like you're going to do an all-in-one breath. You're like, all right, here we go.
The first move is not the move that's going to put the Phillies in the World Series, but it gets them closer. I'm trading Ranger Suarez.
Ooh.
And Rafael Marchand.
Sad, but I'll see where you're headed with this.
And maybe if they have to add someone else. In the article the other day, it said this team is looking for a controllable starter and a catcher.
Mm-hmm. And Ranger's not that controllable.
Easy. Relax over there. 2, the Chicago Cubs for Seiya Suzuki.
Okay.
I love.
In onset, so he's your new left fielder.
Seiya my new left fielder.
Okay.
They want to make him a full-time DH. I want to make him the left fielder. How's that for team building?
Baseball right there, damn it.
He's got a rocket for an arm. But I think Suzuki, he's not going to be a 30 home run guy, but a 20 home run. I think he's going to hit for more average here. Not going to strike out a lot. I love him. And I just, I don't think that's a crazy trade to give. You're not giving up a lot.
No, I think it's a very fair trade.
I think they want to eat some of the money. The Cubs are so weird. Like
Cubs are so weird. They're the weirdest run organization.
Saving money and then also Bellinger.
They make no sense.
The trade for Paredes or whatever, and he they weren't even competing last year.
Let's just thank Cody Bellinger for going back to the Cubs, so the Phillies didn't even have an option to potentially sign him. That would have been the worst signing they could possibly have. No one looks more like a current Philly than Cody Bellinger.
Well, it's just and everyone wants him every offseason.
It's like if you watch the guy play, like he will swing at a ball that's in the next stadium. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So I'm getting Suzuki. That's my left fielder next
year.
Or maybe right fielder if you feel like he's a better arm than Castellanos, which he does. So maybe you flip-flop those.
Finally gets back to left field after all this. How about that?
After all that, making the team.
It is wild to think that he was signed to be their left fielder back then.
Making the team better. Making the team better. So my big trade, and I'm keeping Painter and Miller out of this as best as I can because I don't want to.
This is the Justin Crawford trade.
This is the Justin Crawford, Eduardo Tait, who's
it's legit.
Going to be awesome.
He was a stud last year.
And Starlin Caba.
So this is a package, bro.
Yeah.
You're giving up 3 prospects.
I know.
It better be something good coming back.
To the Chicago White Sox for Garrett Crochet.
I
I can't let the Dodgers get everyone. And it's like the Nightingale says the other day, it's the Dodgers and Phillies going to be most aggressive. It feels like Dave Dombrowski's sale trade. It just does. It feels like the sale trade all over again. I would like to keep Miller and Painter out of that deal. So I'm giving up 3 top 5 prospects for him. And they're going to have to sign to a contract extension.
Yeah.
But
what do you say to the people who say Garrett Crochet has had one good year? And those people might be me.
You know who else had one good year before they
Was it
became a
Chris
Philly?
Sale?
No.
No, I didn't hear the Philly part.
Zach Wheeler.
True, but Zach Wheeler was a higher level prospect than I think so, wasn't he?
I mean, not like Wheeler was, yes, probably
Wheeler was a higher level.
prospect.
I mean, Wheeler was like, you heard about Wheeler years before he came up.
Sure.
Like he was like a dude.
I know. Well, so was Crochet. I mean, Crochet's
Yeah.
the 14th pick in the draft,
Okay.
and like all the underlying numbers suggest he could be arguably.
So you're in on him. You're fully in on
Yes.
Crochet.
Yeah, I think Crochet.
I mean, look, when I've seen pitch, he looks nasty,
Dude.
but it's like, you know,
Wheeler and Crochet is the best one-two punch in baseball. I mean, and then you have Nola
over Sasaki and Ohtani, really?
Well, and Yamamoto
or
and Glass now,
or
and
Cease and Ohtani or whatever you want to. I mean, Cease and Sasaki
and Musgrove and Darvish needs it. Crochet Wheeler. Crochet Wheeler.
It is annoying that all these teams are just spending money and being good. It's like enough.
Well, we're right there.
We're
right there. No, they're gonna be right there.
Okay.
So Wheeler, Crochet, Nola, Sanchez, Painter is pretty, and that's your future rotation. You extend Crochet. Wheeler has 2 years left, and that's he's gonna be 36, 37 by that point.
And then you roll,
and then you go, Crochet for the rest. He's nasty. He's nasty.
Good.
He's
good.
nasty.
I like it.
So, and then because that's really the only way to build the team if you're not going to be able to go get a big bat.
Right now, but here's my pushback is like you're kind of just moving pieces around, like in a sense. Like you're adding a left fielder and you're upgrading your starting rotation.
Yeah,
but like.
I don't think that's moving pieces.
No, but it's not. But you could say Ranger for Crochet. Like Crochet's better, but it's like a swap. You're swapping a left-handed pitcher for a left-handed pitcher, and then you're adding a left-handed starter for a left-handed starter, and you're adding a left fielder. Yeah. So it's like something, but like we're talking about like wholesale changes with this team.
But
it's not gonna happen.
I think Crochet is better than just envisioning him being a Ranger swap. I mean, you're trying
better. I know. It doesn't feel like I don't feel like I've solved my problem of when we get to the playoffs. I feel like the team's gonna.
Well, what the problem is? What's that move? Like there's just
Juan Soto.
you want to trade for
Juan Soto would be a good move
for Arenado? You want to do an Arenado? I
don't know if that helps much either. Yeah. No, I get it.
It's your best chance to really upgrade one portion of your team, possibly upgrading the
at my point,
the offense.
Yeah, I get it.
You make it a super rotation, basically.
Yeah. No,
for a sport that's trending in that way.
No, I know. Look, it makes sense.
Way too bummed about Garrett Crochet. I'm just letting you know.
No, it's not even the Crochet part. It's just like I feel like upgrading the starting rotation doesn't do enough for me. Like, you know what I mean? Like they didn't lose because of the starting rotation. The starting rotation was the one thing they didn't lose because of. They lost because of the bullpen. They lost because of the outfield. They lost because of the bats. I don't know.
I know, but if the goal is moving the needle closer, of all the realistic moves out there,
I know.
I feel like Crochet is outside of Soto possibly the biggest move they can make, besides Sasaki.
I get it, and it just doesn't. I get it, and you're right, and it does make them better. It's just like going first. Like
you want a big sexy bat.
Yes, my mind is not on a starting pitcher.
I'll get you Tyler O'Neill.
I love Tyler O'Neill.
I'll get you. I got you Suzuki.
You did.
I love him.
He's okay. I like him.
You're gonna
love him.
You're gonna like him.
I like him when he's here.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And think about Murakami. He's the future at third base.
I do like that part of it.
He's gonna be the third baseman. Aiden's gonna be at second. And Trey's still gonna be at short.
Aiden at second now.
Well, probably. We'll see.
What about Bryson?
We'll see. Or Aiden's at short. Well, whatever.
We'll figure
Just
it out.
get him.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
All right.
That's all that matters.
Okay.
And then I'm signing Mike Soroka.
Oh, really?
Travis d'Arnaud.
I feel like that's a shocking part of it.
Travis d'Arnaud. I know. Big reveal. and then I did sign 2 relievers that I feel like I could just next perfect offseason, because we're gonna have to do this again.
Yeah. Like I said, if you don't have one for every pot, I might be disappointed at this point.
I'm gonna start doing things that I can just feel in my bones of what I think they're gonna do. Yeah. So you want Ryan Helsley, you want Devin Williams? Let me tell you the closer they're gonna sign.
Okay.
Kenley Jansen.
I mean, Dombo.
Did that send a cold shiver down your spine?
I could see that. Yeah, it did.
He actually wasn't bad.
He's been good every year. Like Kenley Jansen just goes out saves 35 games every year, like no problem every single time.
I would talk myself into Kenley Jansen.
I would too.
For sure.
For sure.
And then they're gonna 100% sign Clay Holmes. Clay Holmes not in the closer role.
No.
Is still a good.
I like him as a middle reliever. I agree. He's got nasty stuff.
I know.
I just can't have that guy as my closer.
No, that's why you're getting.
Cannot be the closer.
That's why you're getting.
Can't be.
Kenley Kimbrell.
Okay.
You're getting Kenley Kimbrell.
You think outside perfect offseason, what do you think about the projected numbers on Hoffman? Because they're high.
Yeah, and teams are looking at him as a starter. Which, again, Jeff, not to be your agent, but Jordan Hicks left to be a starter last year and did not work out very well for him. I just think that when you're a super reliever, just be a super reliever.
Yeah.
So it feels like it's getting a little bit high.
I'm nervous
unfortunately,
that Jeff Hoffman's going to be gone.
I just don't want. I would rather pay Jeff Hoffman his numbers that are being floated out there than Estevez at his numbers that are being floated out there.
Yeah, it's not even close for me.
I cannot believe some of those contract projections.
The Estevez numbers are insane. I don't want to get anything.
$36 million.
Anything close to that. He is like average, man.
I know. So again, I would pay off.
Oh, that would be so bad. And I could see it. I mean, Dave traded for him. Dave likes him. If they sign Estevez, even if it's like 20 million less than Hoffman, I'll be mad. 15 million less, I'll be mad.
What about Estevez and also tendering Austin Hayes and not non-tendering him? Does that move your needle?
I'm not even responding to that.
You want me to
not even responding.
Want to go back to Garrett Crochet?
Not even. Yeah. Yes. I love
Dude,
Garrett
the disrespect you have towards Crochet.
It's not disrespect. It's
Tucker. Was it disrespect towards Crochet?
A little bit.
Bit.
Maybe a little. All right. It's
a
starting pitching thing.
Again, I don't really know.
I need a bat. I need someone who's going to come in here and give big hits for me when it freaking matters. Like, please.
I don't know what this term means, but I think I'm using it in the right.
Oh, I like this. Rounding out the stalking horse thing. This is a nice little flip around.
I think I'm using this in the right context. But Garrett Crochet is a force multiplier.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's not correctly correct, but I think it works. Yeah.
He's a force multiplier.
For wins?
For something.
For having a good baseball, the team multiplies.
I
think wins. It makes sense for wins.
If Ruben Amaro was the GM of this team, Garrett Crochet is a Philly.
Dude, if Ruben Amaro were the GM of this team, Juan Soto would be a Philly.
Well, I don't know about all that. But
Ruben would say, we're getting
Juan Soto.
We are not messing around.
Because that's essentially building the 11 pitching staff.
Yeah. No, you're right.
The problem is that the Padres have a dumb staff. The Dodgers have a dumb staff.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of really, really good pitching staffs around baseball right now. There just is. And we got to go get Garrett Crochet. Because if not, he could be a Red Sox. He could be a Met. He could be a Dodger. They have to make a big move this offseason. I think the most likely one is Garrett Crochet.
Okay, good. Not a starting pitcher when we can't hit. That's great.
They can hit.
Yeah, not when it matters.
Not at the right time.
Not when it matters. Yeah. No, that's the solution. Just be better when it counts. Thanks, Dave. Thanks. You nailed that one.
Hey, sometimes it's just baseball.
Don't tell John Middleton that. All right, you got anything else?
No.
All right. Thank you to Tucker, who did an amazing job on this podcast.
Adequate.
I think he does wonderful work, and I would never besmirch him. How about that?
I didn't besmirch him.
I'm going to send that to Rod.
You should. All right. We'll be back. Ooh, maybe we'll definitely have a pod next week. Maybe trying to get some guest action happening.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see.
All right. Until then, he's Fritz himself.